Hi, my name is Betty Odak. I would like to share something about seeking help. I grew up in Kenya, and I never had the name or anyone who was a therapist until after completing high school. I look back now and I'm wondering how people coped with disaster or some of the tragedies that might have happened. But I remember just a year before I came to the US, I was preparing a lot of things and there were things to be done, and I was under a lot of tremendous stress. I shared with a friend of mine, and she said, "Oh, you don't need to see a therapist or anybody, we can just pray." We did pray, which I know prayer is also very helpful and it works. But after that, the struggle was really strong. And I'm looking back now, and I feel that if I had someone to talk to, maybe process some of the things I was going through, it could have been a little bit easier. And after coming to the U.S., there were also things that I struggled with, like acculturation, food, environment, relationships that I wish I had somebody to talk to. These are just some of the basic things that each one of us need, to cope with life. And as a licensed marriage and family therapist now, I'm looking at things and I'm thinking, you know, seeing a therapist is not a bad idea. It's not that it's a stigma, but it's a stigma to many African cultures where the line between sanity and insanity is really wide. It's not as thin as it is here in the Western culture. The people that I knew back home who are called insane or mental health issue are people who are just walking naked in the marketplace, or one of them was called Aemba, who would, every funeral he was there. But those are the people who are considered mentally ill. We all have mental issues that we can seek professional help. For example, if you lose a loved one, the process of going through that grief and loss can be so overwhelming to some people that you need a professional to help you around. It doesn't mean that you have a mental sickness, but you need someone who can guide you through the process of going through that grief and going to your normal life as quickly as you can. One of the things that I like about the Luo people is that when somebody died, they would cry. They would cry a lot and for many days. I know Father's Day is coming back. I mean, coming up very soon. And I remember when my father died, I cried a lot. It's not just crying like small cry or tears drawing, but it's wailing and running around the compound and calling names and saying things and saying how things are going to be different, how things are going to be worse than they are. But that's a way is helping to relieve the stress and the emotion of grief. But there are some tribes in Kenya that they don't cry and they bury their people right away. With the Luo people, somebody can be dead for months before they are actually buried. I know the mortgage, the morgue is very expensive, but people would rather do the final, resting place for a person with respect and dignity than rush the person to the grave. So my point here is, seeing a therapist is not a bad idea, and it's not a stigma. It's not a weakness, and especially among the Luo men, they think that when you see a therapist, you are considered a weak person. It's not. You'll be amazed of how much a therapist can guide you. A therapist has no magical words, but they have been trained, coached to be able to guide a person to get from abnormality to normality in life. And that's my role. I know each one of us wants a good and a healthy relationship. Everybody. If you're listening to this video and you tell me that you don't want a good relationship, well, maybe you are an exception. But I know, and most people, including myself, we want a healthy good relationship with our family members, with our friends, with our colleagues, with everybody that surrounds us. But we can only do that if we know what to say, when to say, how to say it, when not to say, and also how to react in some situations. So here I am telling you that if you need help, you need somebody to talk to, we can talk through Skype, we can talk in person. I have my private practice in Redlands, and the address is 535 West State Street, Suite C, Redlands, California. I also have an office in San Diego, and it's 3119 San Diego, California. No, 3119 University Avenue, San Diego, California, 92104. My phone number is 562-522-8008. My email is ccmftcc@gmail.com. That is Cross Cultural Marriage and Family Therapy Counseling Center @gmail.com, but it's abbreviated like ccmftcc @gmail.com. Well, I hope that this presentation gives you a little bit of a clue about myself. I will record another one talking about me, how I came to the U.S., and what are some of the challenges that I've gone through and overcome, and what you can do as a person, and also some of the things that you cannot do to make you healthy. Well, take care, God bless, and have a blessed day. Don't forget to email me, ccmftcc@gmail.com, or my phone or my Skype name, betty.odak